Good evening. Happy Friday to you. I am First Alert Meteorologist Cutter Martin here, streaming on Atlanta News First Plus. A lot of weather to talk about. We not only have rain, big time cold following that, and then moisture mixed with the cold. That potential for snow still prevalent in the First Alert forecast. Again, not a guarantee, but a possibility across North Georgia, Metro Atlanta. And excuse me, in fact, we're looking at the potential for an impactful winter storm across much of the Mid-South and the Southeast as we get into, approaching the middle of the coming week. I want to thank you for tuning in and for watching, and also take a moment to, as we kind of slide into this stream, we're going to start off slow. We've sent an alert to the Atlanta News First Step, kind of encouraging folks to join in. Maybe you did get that push or that buzz on your phone, and you're just now starting the stream. Others are joining us on YouTube, Roku, Fire Stick, anywhere that you can stream. Folks are joining in and don't want to get into the nitty-gritty details too soon. Because we will likely have to kind of go back and forth answering some questions at various points during this feed and don't want to lose anybody. But we're going to spend a few moments kind of just addressing what we have going on overall, and then also dive deeper into that Tuesday risk of winter weather. And again, it's not a guarantee, but it is a chance. And if anything, the chance of a little bit of wintry weather across North Georgia has increased just a little bit today. Again, I'm First Alert Meteorologist Cutter Martin. Thank you for tuning in and for watching. Two places you can ask those weather questions. If this is your first time watching an Atlanta News First Plus stream, thanks for tuning in and for watching. If you watched many times before, then we are streaming right now live on YouTube. Atlanta News First is the account that we're linked to, that we're streaming on right now. We would love a like and a follow, but if you just want to stream this particular conversation, feel free to do just that. Again, Atlanta News First. All you have to do is go to that YouTube search bar and type that in. Also, you can just text us your question, comment, concern with the forecast, 470-777 WANF. Again, that is 470-777-9263. If you have any weather questions, comments, concerns. And again, if we do see more winter weather Tuesday, you can also text your photos, your videos, let us know what you're seeing, quite literally showing us what you're seeing, just like you text a photo to a friend. You can text us a photo and a video to that number, 470-777 WANF or 9263, and you may see it on Atlanta News First Plus or streaming on Atlanta News First. Starting with a quick check outside right now, temperature's chilly, though nowhere near as cold as they have been, still in the 50s, and we're now past 8 p.m. In the city of Atlanta, 50 Carrollton, 50 in Rome, 47 Athens, 46 Eatonton, and 39 up in Helen. The reason why Eatonton is colder than Atlanta, kind of an unusual case there, is because clouds have moved in from the west, and now it's cloudy in Atlanta, and clouds act like a blanket, and they kind of keep in some of that warmth. So as clouds continue eastward, that temperature in Athens, that temperature in Eatonton may start to warm up, actually, ahead of any rain that we do see this evening and overnight tonight. So again, widespread rain is moving in tonight. This kind of kicks off that active period of weather and kicks off to even bigger changes in the extended forecast. So let's walk hour by hour. And again, not noticing, we do have one comment in YouTube or on YouTube. Wesley Millsap, thanks for tuning in and for watching. Streaming from Ackworth, northwest side. Going to be cold up there starting Sunday, and we're all really going to be feeling it by the time we get into Sunday night and Monday. And you too, there in Ackworth, maybe not as great of a chance as our neighbors to the southeast, but you too do have a chance of a little bit of snow up there in Ackworth, Northwest Metro, as we get into our Saturday. We'll walk you through that here in just a moment. First, though, the front that kicks off the big temperature swing, it moves in tonight. Clouds are here, as mentioned. Hour-by-hour forecast, 10, 11 o'clock this evening. If you are streaming from Cleburne-Randolph counties in Alabama, if you're watching from closer to the state line, temperatures are in the 40s, and by 11 p.m., a steady light rain is falling in these communities. If you're a night owl, if you have late Friday night plans, we're still dry 11 p.m. in Atlanta. Not much long after that, though, we will start to see a little bit of rain midnight, for example, more or less, as we get into Atlanta. Again, flipping over the calendar to Saturday, the rain chance will increase. And by 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, we're looking at pretty widespread rain across North Georgia and the metro. But really, it's after 3 to 4 a.m. that we're going to kick the rain intensity up a notch, so to speak, with heavier rain moving back into the first alert forecast as we get into our early Saturday morning. So a wet Saturday morning across the entire area. This is a 100% chance of rain sort of scenario, a setup that favors widespread rain. Everybody gets wet weather. No one misses out. And at times that rain will be heavy. Case in point, 4 o'clock in the morning, notice these areas of red and yellow and orange. That's moderate to heavy rain moving through North Georgia and metro Atlanta. Circling this for you, notice this stretch of heavy rain stretching from Calhoun down to Rome to about Carrollton, Marietta, on up into Fannin County, just west of Blue Ridge. That's at 5 o'clock in the morning. Another line of heavier rain through southern Randolph County, Heard County, Troup County, back into central Alabama. These bands of heavier rain will be moving through, and rain could be loud enough, maybe even a rumble or two of thunder with these bands of rain to wake you up early tomorrow morning. 7 o'clock, we're getting up and it's still raining, though maybe not quite as heavy, except for in Athens, Covington, Newton, Walton counties. Back to Lamar County, going towards Macon, over towards Putnam County, Eatonton, Lake Sinclair, Lake Lake Oconee, those areas. It'll be raining pretty steadily still 7 to 8 o'clock in the morning, while areas further to the west, 6, 7 a.m., Carrollton, Rome, Atlanta, will start to see that rain taper off just a little bit. And then we're back to scattered showers. Again, not completely dry Saturday afternoon, but drier in the afternoon Saturday versus the early morning, with just that spotty rain chance as we get into the evening, even dinner time Saturday. And afterward, 8, 9, 10 o'clock, we're going to have a few showers moving through North Georgia. So wettest out the door in the morning, wettest before 9, 10 a.m., but not completely dry in the afternoon and evening either. There will still be some rain around North Georgia. And again, if you would like to be alerted to rain approaching your plans tomorrow, simply download the First Alert Weather app to search Atlanta News First or First Alert Weather in your app or Google Play Store, and you'll get a little buzz letting you know that rain is approaching your plans. All right, hour-by-hour forecast. I want to walk you through a forecast model here. Again, this is after the rain moves through. We're going to wake up 7 o'clock Sunday morning, temperatures in the upper 30s, lower 40s. So stepping down here, first we have the rain, and then we have the cold kind of blast number 1. That's Sunday. You're going to feel the difference. And then secondary blast, another step down as we get into Monday, kind of priming the atmosphere and setting things up for this potential winter weather Tuesday. 9 a.m. temperatures continue to fall. So in all reality, it could be colder 9, 10, 11 o'clock in the morning versus 5, 6, 7 a.m. in the morning on our Sunday. Notice as we get to noon Sunday, temperatures 39, 40 or so in the city of Atlanta. Blairsville already below freezing at 30, mid to upper 30s far northwest Georgia, and still hanging on to some lower 40s. Athens down to Eatonton, Thomaston as well at 41. 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Athens still 41, Atlanta's at 37. So temperatures are falling even before sunset Sunday. And then watch what happens as we get deeper into the evening, 5, 6, 7 p.m. As soon as that sun sets, cold air really blasts in. In Atlanta, back in the upper 20s, below freezing as early as 8 p.m. Now, the forecast model I'm showing you now is one of the more aggressive models that we have, but it's showing you a range of possibilities, and it's showing you kind of on the colder end of things just how cold it could be as we get into Sunday evening, Sunday night, and Monday morning. Case in point, here we are, 6 a.m. We're going for a low of 19 in Atlanta Monday morning, about 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, forecast low temperature. However, notice that this data is even colder than that. We do have the potential to be a couple degrees colder Monday into Tuesday than even what is on the forecast now. And if data holds, as we get more and more confidence in exactly how cold the air is that's moving into North Georgia, you may see that temperature trend down, may cut another few degrees off of that temperature as we get into Monday and Tuesday. Not only that, it is going to be pretty windy Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. We're talking about dangerously cold wind chills. It'll feel like it's in the mid-30s Sunday morning, but I think wind chills back into the 20s after 7 a.m. The majority of our Sunday will feel like it's in the 20s and lower 30s. It'll feel like it's below freezing, so all the layers. Monday, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, 7 o'clock in the morning. It's a busy time. Folks going outside for some of these events. We have walks, we have parades, community gatherings, and wind chills will be between 0 and 10 degrees above 0. So it's going to be very cold with wind chills largely in the single digits. And it's possible far north metro on up into our mountain communities in particular, we could see wind chills dip back below 0. That's dangerously cold. National Weather Service already saying they will be issuing a cold weather advisory. First time the city of Atlanta would be under this advisory. It is a new form of alert and one that they just kind of unveiled and rolled out this season. So not too unusual. It's the first time. It's not that it never happens or not that it's not that it's never this cold, but it'll be the first time they've been able to issue that alert for the city of Atlanta. It is possible we could see an extreme cold warning, something a little bit more serious, and implying even colder wind chills and temperatures as we get into Monday and possibly, again, Wednesday mornings in particular. Easy bet here. without any work from Mother Nature at all, we're talking wind chills in the single digits. It is really going to be quite cold. Hey, Zeus Ramirez on YouTube. Will the snow impact Cobb County, Marietta? You asked that question yesterday, and unfortunately, it's about the same answer. There is a chance. Hey, Zeus, wish I could give you a firm answer, but we're still just a little early. But giving you that timeline, I think we'll start to have a much clearer picture as to how far north that moisture, that snow gets by Sunday and early Monday morning, about 24, 48 hours out from any potential impact. But what I will say is the longer that we see data trend, further north with this, the more you're going to see that chance of snow increase in your local forecast, even on the northwest side of the metro, as we get into our Tuesday. Again, Tuesday is the day to keep an eye on. Tuesday is the day to watch in the first alert forecast, the day that has that potential for winter weather, ice, snow in particular, across North Georgia and metro Atlanta. First alert 7-day forecast, Saturday. 90% chance of rain, first alert weather day. Early day plans could be impacted. That morning looks pretty wet. And then Tuesday is the wintry day. Between, it's just bitterly cold. Some of this chill starts to filter in as we get into Sunday, but we're really feeling it Sunday night, Monday morning. Darlene Roach, how about upper northwest Georgia? The trend is the further north and west you go. So the closer you get to Chattanooga, the less of a chance you have of seeing a single flake of snow. So kind of opposite from what is typical around here. Typically, you go further north to get a greater chance of snow. You go to the mountains, you go to Tennessee. But Darlene, in this scenario, it's going to be certainly cold enough, but it's going to be hard to get enough moisture that far inland to see significant snow because this storm is just taking a forecast and a track a little bit further to the south. Hey, Zeus Ramirez saying, I already downloaded the First Alert Weather app. Good, then you have the latest forecast ready to go, and you're getting those video updates from the First Alert Weather team. And if we do increase your snow chance in Marietta, Cobb County, you'll get that first alert. You'll be alerted to that greater chance of some snow in the First Alert forecast. So in addition to the risk of snow and wintry weather, which I know so many folks are so interested in, we do also have an extended period of time, 70 to 80 hours plus in the city of Atlanta, that we will be at 32 degrees or colder, that we will be below freezing. Now, it only takes 24, 48 hours below freezing to start having some big-time pipe issues. So word to the wise, I know snow is the focus, and a lot of folks are paying attention to the chance of snow, but cold is a guarantee, and cold will also be an impact in this sort of setup. And we are talking about the potential for more water main breaks. We've already had several after the recent cold. Those issues could be even more substantial, more widespread, and longer lasting as we get into this coming week. So between Sunday evening, Sunday night, some areas may not get above freezing until Thursday. That's an extended period of time, especially for our neck of the woods. When temperatures below freezing, you need to make sure that your home is winterized, that those pipes are wrapped, and outdoor faucets are covered. Darlene, you're very welcome. Thank you for streaming. Kevin Moreau, it just doesn't seem right for South Georgia to get snow, not Atlanta. It's not right. Well, if it makes you feel any better, they got a cold rain last event, and we got snow. So we already got our little bit. It's not every winter where you have two significant chances. You may get flurries a couple times a winter, several times a winter up in the mountains, but to have two significant storms in the state in one winter doesn't always go down like that. So certainly something we're watching. And yeah, they have the greatest chance down that way, Kevin, but it is possible we could see this moisture and the greater chance of snow also kind of expand further inland, including more of North Georgia. That's what we will be fine-tuning in the forecast this weekend. Rouge, will it snow next Saturday? It says it will snow a lot. Not sure about Saturday. Rouge, let me know where you are commenting, where you're streaming from, because there are no significant signs. While there is another storm system approaching late in the week, there are no signs that a significant heavy snow is in the forecast Saturday. Maybe Friday we have a cold rain, could be a little bit of wintry mix. It's a possibility, but no signs of heavy snow or anything like that in Atlanta as it looks right now. Hey, Zeus Ramirez, will we have a chance of winter weather on Thursday? Right now, that is unlikely. We're watching Friday. Again, back to that First Alert 7-day forecast. Tuesday has a greater chance of snow, pure snow across North Georgia and metro Atlanta. And then we're back to sunshine, just bitterly cold Wednesday and struggling even Thursday to hit 40 degrees, and that's in Atlanta. There's that 20% chance of rain Friday into Saturday. There will certainly be an active storm track, and there will be more cold air to experience and to deal with over the next even 10 to 14 days, but still no solid signs of a significant snow late next week. But we will be watching for some wintry mix, possibly as we get into Friday and Saturday. Roosh watching from coming again. It is not likely that there's going to be any snow Saturday. Roosh, maybe you have the generic Apple weather app. That's been an issue for folks the past couple of weeks. Best to download the First Alert Weather app, just search Atlanta News First or First Alert Weather in your app or Google Play Store, and you will get the First Alert Weather app. Again, it's a quick download, and it is a free download in your app or Google Play Store. Want to thank you for tuning in, for watching again. Any last-minute questions you have coming in? John saying, we want snow, not sleet or ice. Well, the good news for North Georgia and Metro Atlanta, if we do see anything, it'll be snow, but it's possible that it's so dry that we just don't see much snow, but we're not really looking at an ice risk. It would be snow, if anything. Kevin Moreau asking, how much longer will the active pattern last? I would say 10, 12, 14 days. Next 2 weeks, really through the rest of the month. I'm not saying it's going to be cold constantly. I'm not saying we're constantly going to have a threat of rain or winter weather, but in general, this pattern of storm system after storm system, every handful of days, and some cold air behind each one of those at the very least, that pattern looks pretty locked as we get through the rest of the month, and that could linger into early February. Mauricio saying, I heard it was trending more north. It really just depends. Again, the overall setup, Atlanta is still on the line, but I would not be surprised if we continue to see that potential for snow expand and to include more and more of North Georgia. But Atlanta is still kind of on the line. It is looking like, yes, there has been, not necessarily that the low itself is forecast to move further north, Mauricio, but that the moisture will be more efficient, do a better job of getting this far inland, up to about I-20 or so, I-85, especially off to the south and east. So certainly there is that chance of snow. It's justifying the avatar on YouTube. Will it snow in Clayton County? There is a chance of snow. Can't give you a yes or no, but I think by Sunday to Monday morning, we will be able to give you a pretty solid yes or no. But I will say there is a solid chance of seeing snow in Clayton County. Also a chance up and coming of seeing some snow, though a lesser chance north side than south side as it stands right now. But as we were talking about with Mauricio, there is that chance that moisture could move even further inland, and that chance of snow could expand even further inland. You see the map kind of screen right there. That's not set in stone. We're not chiseling anything into stone yet. But right now, that is the best bet, and the trend is still the further south you go, the greater your chance of wintry weather. Middle Georgia, South Georgia, even the Georgia Coastal Empire, South Carolina Low Country could end up with a greater amount of snow and ice than the city of Atlanta, for sure. That's still a likelihood, but it's possible we could see some subtle changes too. Tanya, don't lie to us. Is it going north? We may see a lot of snow. I see that before. We said that last 1 to 2, but we have 4 to 5 inches of snow. We gave you a range, Tanya. We're not lying. We gave you a range. We said 1 to 3, and we said there could be more, and it was 2 to 4. So that's pretty close to the range. 48 hours out for forecasting snow on I-20. In the city of Atlanta, across the metro, really not too bad of a job, Tanya. No one, and most people did not see 5 inches of snow. It was more 1 to 3, and there were some 2-inch amounts in the city as well, and then some saw up to 4. We gave you that 1 to 3 range. We said that the I-20 corridor, Tanya, last go around was tricky because there would be mixing of sleet, snow, freezing rain, which we did have, and that would make forecasting snowfall amounts pretty difficult. And that actually wasn't all pure snow. That 1 to 4, 2 to 4 across the core of the metro was a mixture of sleet and snow. And that's so really your true snow measurement was only about an inch, inch and a half, 2 inches. And then you had an additional inch or so in many cases of just heavy sleet. It was pouring sleet even when it wasn't snowing at all there, Tanya. So we're not lying to you. We're giving you the best information we have. The internet is vast. It is certainly not void of information, but you don't want to go to a place that'll give you the wrong information. And you certainly don't want to go to a place that's going to give you a sure bet forecast days out. And inevitably, they're going to have to change it 10 times over, and you're going to be even more confused going into an event. So confidence is gradually increasing that we could see some wintry weather here in North Georgia. That would likely be some light snow. But there will be, Tanya, and everyone else streaming, there probably will be additional shifts and changes to the forecast as well. Mauricio, how much could Cobb County get? Again, days out. Wish I could give you a number. Tanya, but the CMC has 6 to 7 inches of snow in Atlanta. Well, tell me last time, Tanya, the Canadian model did a good job forecasting snow in Atlanta, and we'll see. We'll see how it goes. There is potential. There is potential that the snow chance could increase. There is potential that the amount of snow could increase, Tanya. We are days away. And I will say the Canadian has also shown multiple winter storms so far this season that have not come to fruition, that have not happened. So it's very tricky if you don't know the science behind a forecast model. You know, it's easy to believe it, especially if you love snow. So many here do, right? It's exciting, Tanya. But if you put all your stones in one basket, especially in a basket that is known to have a hole in it, you're gonna lose any sort of credibility with that forecast model, and you're going to end up getting upset, right? Because you're going to believe that a big snow is coming, and it may or may not happen. Probably will not, at least to that extent for the Canadian. And it's justifying saying, Tanya, yeah, I can't trust models, what they're showing. Exactly. It's all about trends. It's about the pattern, what's actually happening, what is most likely to happen, and then we use those tools, those forecast models to better our forecast. But Tanya, you know, trust as you wish, but you're going to set yourself up, unfortunately, for some disappointment as we get into next week. With that said, though, and I'll say this again, there will be further changes to the forecast. We are, count them, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, basically 4 days away, about 3 3/4 days away from the onset of any snow or ice in Atlanta, North Georgia, and that is a lot of time. Forecast models will continue to struggle, and as we've been saying, we probably won't start to have a much more firm grasp on what we expect to happen until Sunday into early Monday, but we can give you a good idea now. 100% chance it's going to get cold. Tanya, we don't know about school. I'm not, we don't work for school districts, but it's possible there could be some delays and some cancellations, but we just don't know yet. We're going to have to see how the forecasts evolve. I know Atlanta Public Schools is already sending out phone calls and text alerts letting their students, parents, and guardians know that they're watching the weather closely. Monday is a holiday, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, federal holiday. Many places, including schools, are closed. So it's going to be a little tricky going into Tuesday. Folks are going to need to pay attention to the news through the weekend to see if there are updated closings. And, of course, you're going to be watching the First Alert forecast as well, Tanya. No news about that. They would never close something 4 days in advance, for a risk of winter weather. We're just going to have to wait till Monday or so to start to have a much clearer picture as to what we will get, and then also how people will react, what businesses, what city offices, and what school districts are going to be closed, if any, as we get into Tuesday, early next week. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and for watching. We have a lot of folks streaming on YouTube, though those comments have slowed down. Also want to remind you, you can still text your weather questions, 470-777-WANF. That's 470-777-9263. We will go back through, answer those questions as well. More at AtlantaNewsFirst.com. And updates in the First Alert weather app. First Alert Chief Meteorologist Jennifer Valdez has recorded a new update. You'll feel that buzz. You'll have the update in your phone here, First Alert weather app, within the next 30 minutes. First Alert Chief Meteorologist Jennifer Valdez and First Alert Meteorologist Patrick Pete in the house tonight. Peachtree TV at 10 p.m. Atlanta CW. You can catch Atlanta News First, and then tonight at 11 on WANF. New data coming in by that point. No huge changes, but even more information to give you tonight on the late news. Stay tuned, stay warm. We'll keep you updated through the weekend.